Hello and welcome to my garage. Today I have to fix the brake, the rear brake master cylinder that I broke in the race. Cut to that clip. So I had a bit of a crash here in practice. I broke my master cylinder. Thanks to Facebook recently allowing me to have channel subscribers, I opened that up and set it to the absolute minimum monthly payment. I think it's like $1 a month or something like that. But anyways, I'm able to afford one of these awesome Chinese rebuild. I'm able to afford one of these awesome rear master cylinders from China. They're okay, but this one did have a sharp burr on the inside, but I just went in and deburred it. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and swap this out. If you're not a supporter of the channel, no worries. I just wanted to let you know that you can be for like literally $1 a month. It's the lowest possible amount that Facebook will allow. So let's just go ahead and get to fixing this. Okay, so step one is clearly going to be just getting rid of all the stuff that is on there, which isn't all that hard. There's a couple of zip ties. That's about all that's holding it on. So we got to get this cover off. So there's a zip tie here, and then two bolts or nuts or whatever. Two bolts. Carefully throw those on the ground so that you'll kick them and they'll go flying across the garage. That's it. That's literally all you got to do. So now we have access to the brake master cylinder, and you can see how it's been held on throughout the race. This was 2 hours of racing, did pretty well. The problem is that you can see it's moving. When you really jam on the brakes, it moves backwards. So yeah, you definitely, over time, the zip ties stretch and you lose a little bit of braking power, which, you know, is always good when you're racing. So let's go ahead and just get all these zip ties off. Wish I could say that it was good enough to win the race, but I did not perform very well. The mud and I were not getting along that day. So it's pretty standard KTM stuff. Basically 8mm for everything. And I'm just gonna flip this around. There's no need to take it off, and flipping it around like this is a great way to keep track of it so you don't lose it. Yeah, you can see it broke down here. Before I take that off, I want to remove this bolt right here. Dang, not the original KTM master cylinder. That one exploded. If you're noticing a theme, that's yes. I have almost 400 hours on this bike, and they're all pretty dang hard hours. So the theme that you're noticing is that I'm trying to keep it affordable. Well, you're right. If I replaced the master cylinder with a $300 OEM one every single time, I wouldn't be racing. I would be a very sad man every weekend. I think this is my third master cylinder. So you can see here that this hole is supposed to be down there. I'll just show you with the other one. You need 2 holes to keep it from flopping. So it was doing one of these. It would get in, and then I'd push the brake up, and it'd go like that, and it wouldn't engage. So yeah, that's why the zip ties were there holding it all in place. This is actually a really nice master cylinder. Kind of bummed to see it go, because this is an experimental one. Last time I used it, it didn't work, so we'll see. That being said, I do need the internals I need the internals from this one, the broken one, to go onto this because the other one was ripped. So yeah, let's see if I can get this apart. It's already damaged, so I don't need to be too careful. Yeah, so you can just see, look down in there. It's just a clip, one of those C clips. Nothing really all that special. Problem is my little C-clip gripper is too big. I might have another one. Let me check. Okay, so I definitely have another one. These styles are tough, but I'm gonna try and get in there. Get that little C-clip out. Might not fit. Got one side in. The other. Are you gonna go in? Yep. There we go. Whew. I always feel like so lucky when those come out. Some needle nose pliers, gentle, C-clip, somewhere clean. Pull out the center. See, they are different cores, but I'm hoping that one of these O-rings will fit here. So just rotate this off. Rotate this off and put it somewhere. I think that the top core might be the same. Not really sure. They look similar, but the lengths are off. Yeah, so I gotta get that off without damaging it. So just very carefully, I'm gonna go ahead and try and pry this off. I really cannot afford to damage it. While I do have 2 wonderful subscribers that have helped tremendously, 2 is not, yeah, 2 is not very many, so doing my best to keep what I have going. Now that should work. Pop that in like that. Now this is a weird design. It has an O-ring down here and then one of these V-rings up top. So yeah, it worked last time for a little bit, right up until there's a little nubbin in there that ended up catching on the V and ripping it. So it didn't work. So I don't have a lot of faith in this master cylinder, if I'm being perfectly honest, but it's my only option at this point. So I know it has one of these, a washer, and of course a C-clamp, C-ring that goes in like that. Yeah, it's kind of super difficult to put in place, to put back in. Sorry about the shaky hands and all that. That's just me, guys. I have shaky hands. I wish I could get you better freaking angles and stuff, but it's just, again, it's just me in my garage doing all this by myself. Crying little bugger. You know what would work really well right now? A socket that is the exact same size. But I'm so close right now, I just want to jam it in there. All right. So it's in. The next step is just basically putting on this little rubber dealio. This one's kind of dirty, but that's all I got at the moment. So if I find the other one, I'll put it on. Reinstall and then bleed. So let's go ahead. I want to check to see that this isn't bent. It doesn't look bent to me. So yeah, let's just go ahead and start reinstalling parts. Try and get as many camera angles as possible. I'm using an Insta360 X2, which I've had for a very long time, and at this point I think I'm on lens number 6 or 7. I'll lower that, raise it up so that my hand isn't in the way. And I'm also using a GoPro 11. Yeah, so lots of cameras going on. Now, if you own a dirt bike and don't own one of these kits for it, you'll notice I own 2. I own one from Bolt, great kit, had exactly everything the bike needed. This is not a Bolt kit, I don't know who makes this one, but it has everything the bike needs plus some, so that's really nice. I've used it for other things as well, so have one of those, it makes a big difference. They sell them for Honda, they sell them for Japanese, European, all different kinds. Well, this screw is, this is the one that came out of it. You can see that it's not straight. So let's go ahead and chuck that one very far away. This is probably too long of a screw, but who knows. If it doesn't hit the swing arm in the back, it doesn't really matter. Crap, I just broke my tripod. I go through a lot of tripods, but the smaller they are, the less likely they are to last. Alright, so tripod broken. So right now I can't really find my 8mm socket. Maybe I'll find it eventually. So I just do that. I have an 8mm driver and then like that. So now we take this bad mamba jamba, flip it, insert it, and reinstall it. Give it a quick tight. And obviously we still haven't connected our line, so you can see that the lines are not connected. So I'm going to just go ahead and take that off, put it down, and then move the line over. I don't want to get anything dirty right now. And if you're going to say something like, oh, you should clean the bike, well, I did. This is as clean as this bike gets. All right, see, they're just pretty much the same thing. Yeah, I guess I might as well use the other one. They're both used, so I'll keep this one in my bolt kit for later. So you want to make sure you have a washer on either side, because these are special washers. You can see they have a rubber inside, and that rubber is specifically designed for brake fluid, which brake fluid is like the nastiest stuff. If you didn't know, now you know. Brake fluid will take window tint off. It is pretty gnarly stuff. You definitely don't want to get it on anything you want to remain the same color. All right, so that's installed. That's installed. Well, you can see, well, maybe you can't, but you see how much movement there is? It's not actually engaging. So problem that, not a big deal. Easy fix. What I will do is take this out. Now this is a KTM specific thing. I don't know if this works with other makes or models, but you can unscrew, so you can lengthen that. I'm lengthening it. I'm going to install it now. And it's just a touch too long, so I will go righty-tighty, go in a little bit. And now the second I hit the brake, it starts to engage. So that's what I want. And now I'm gonna hold that, tighten that up. What you can do to make sure that that is all tight is take one wrench like this. You can see this is already still has some damage on it. That's crazy. And then another wrench, which will be a 13 in this case, and give it a quick tighten down. Not super snug, doesn't have to be crazy or anything like that. And you can see I actually have a second one from the other kit. These are just Heim joints, so as long as they do their Heim joint things, all is good. So reinstall, pop it in. Now that it is adjusted properly. I'm not going to tell you how high or low to set your brake. I've heard a lot of people say a lot of different things. So, you know, just do what makes you happy. Now I use a Motul 5.1 dot 5.1. The bike does not call for 5.1. I use 5.1 because it has a much higher boiling point, but it does absorb water a lot faster. So if you do use 5.1, you have to change your fluid a lot more frequently. This is basically a race fluid only. You'll never find this in a non-race vehicle. But right now I need to fill up the reservoir and start bleeding it out. Brake bleeding is the same as clutch bleeding. It's the same. It's the same. It's no different on a car, a truck. Doesn't really matter. You pump the brake. Looking inside, you'll see the fluid moving. You want to get those little air bubbles out. So whatever the case may be, to get those bubbles out, whether that be big pumps, little pumps. One easy way to do it, if you have it, is a vacuum. You can pull a vacuum from the bleeder right here. I'm gonna go check, see if I do have one. It's not, I'm sorry, the best way to do it is not a vacuum. It's you take a syringe of brake fluid and you open your brake bleeder and you shove it in through here. So you're basically reverse filling the bleeder, or the master cylinder. It works really well. I just don't know where my syringe is to do it, sadly. Anyways, I'll get back to you when I have finished this, and hopefully it all works out. Alright, so looks like everything is good. When I hit the brake, it gets hard and solid. The brake pads are moving the way they should. So yeah, you just run the air all the way through the system. I'm gonna go ahead and put this topper on. And I also found this little bottom here, so I can replace this old worn out bushing with a new one. So that's kind of exciting. That's pretty much it though. How to change it out. Now I hope that this thing works. This master cylinder, last time I used it, like I said, it did not work for very long, but I did make a modification to it so that hopefully this time it won't rip the O-ring as it did before, because you kind of need the O-ring for hydraulic pressure to do hydraulic pressure things. But anyways, that's going to be for another video. So I just want to say thank you to my Facebook subscribers, because, you know, supporting me makes it so that I can continue to make cool videos and go racing and stuff. Even if I don't always win, I still enjoy doing it. So I really do appreciate it. There we go. Nice, shiny, new, looking nice. Tighten that up, tighten this up, put this little thing back in its place. Throw this back on there. Good as new. I will inevitably be testing